everyone, and welcome back to Anne's Family Recipe. Today I'm making strawberry shortcakes. Now, shortcake can mean different things to different people. I think a lot of people use pound cake or angel food cake as their base. You can get those little yellow sponge cakes in a 6-pack in the produce department sometimes next to the strawberries. I definitely ate a lot of those growing up. But my favorite variation is with biscuits. So today I'm going to teach you a very simple drop biscuit recipe. So you don't have to roll out or cut any dough. You just spoon the batter right onto your cookie sheet and bake them for about 10 minutes. And they are so good. They're fluffy. They have a tiny bit of sweetness to them. And then I'll top them with some macerated strawberries, which just means you put a little sugar on some strawberries and let them sit so they develop all these syrupy sweet juices, and some fresh homemade whipped cream. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Now let's get baking. For the drop biscuits, I started with 1 stick of unsalted butter that I melted and allowed to cool slightly. Next, I measured out 1 cup of milk. In a large mixing bowl, I added 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then I whisked these all together. To the dry ingredients, I added in the melted butter and the milk, and at this point I switched over to a wooden spoon to mix everything together. You could also use a rubber spatula here. It'll just be a lot less messy than using your whisk. I lined my sheet pan with a silicone baking mat, and then I used my large cookie scoop to evenly measure out the biscuits. You don't even need a scoop for this. You could just use a spoon and measure out a few tablespoons at a time. I just liked the scoop for the shortcakes because it kept the biscuits a nice even size. You can see here this made 11 biscuits, and they bake at 450 degrees only for about 10 minutes. Keep a close eye on these because you don't want to overbake them and dry them out, but they should bake until they're cooked through and lightly golden brown on top. Next, I prepared my strawberries. So I washed and dried a little over 1 pound of fresh strawberries, and then I just diced them up into small pieces and put them into a bowl. I sprinkled 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar over top, along with a couple splashes of vanilla extract. And then I stirred this all together, covered it, and put it in the fridge for a few hours so that the sugar would help draw the juices out of the berries and make a nice sauce to go with the shortcakes. Lastly, I prepared my whipped cream. So I used 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. You could always double this recipe too if you feel like you need more. And I added in 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 3 tablespoons of sugar. You could use less here. I like my whipped cream pretty sweet, and also the shortcakes don't have a lot of sugar in them, so this adds an extra touch of sweetness to the dessert. And then I whipped this until it was pretty stiff. I like my whipped cream to be very thick, but you don't have to go that far. You can keep it a little bit lighter and looser so that it sort of pours over top of the shortcake, whatever appeals to you. The final step is assembling the strawberry shortcakes. So I used a serrated knife to slice my drop biscuit in half, and then I spooned a liberal amount of these macerated or juicy strawberries over top, and then a generous dollop of homemade whipped cream right over the top. And you can layer this in any order that you want, but when these ingredients all come together, it is just a fabulous, light, sweet, and delicious dessert. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can follow me over on Instagram at Anne's Family Recipe. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked my strawberry shortcakes here today. Thank you so much for joining me here in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon.